Mm. Mm. Oh, okay. Okay. Okay, but this one need the title? Okay. 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 The north wind and the sun were disputing which was the stronger when a traveller came along wrapped in a warm cloak. They agreed that the one who first succeeded in making the traveller take his cloak off should be considered stronger than the other. Then the north wind blew as hard as he could, but the more he blew, the more closely did the traveller fold his cloak around him. And at last, the north wind gave up the attempt. Then the sun shined out warmly, and immediately the traveller took off his cloak. And so the north wind was obliged to confess that the sun was the stronger of the two. Mm, I think it's a whether that each person or element in this story has their own strength. So maybe if the sun managed to make the traveller take off his cloak, then the north wind can actually beat the sun in another aspect. So it's more of like um it's not a fair test, I feel. Yeah, it's not a fair test of the strength. Yeah. Mm. I know, but it's like maybe for example the other test can be to the because this is more of to the sun's advantage. So if there was another test like that is to the wind's advantage, like for example who can make the water currents faster or something, then obviously the north wind will win lah. But yeah, I don't know what's actually the moral of the story actually. Yeah, yeah, unfair. I think it's more of being over competitive and discrediting the other person's strength because just by looking at it, of course each one has their own weakness and each one has their own strength. So just basing it on one test is not enough actually. Yeah. Okay. Okay. A new bus depot in Seletar was officially opened yesterday as SBS Transit expands its bus service network in the Ang Mo Kio and Yishun areas in 2 months' time. On March 18 and 25, SBS will take over 12 bus routes from SMRT as part of a package of 26 bus services it clinched the rights to run through a tender awarded last year. SBS is the incumbent operator for the other 14 bus services under the Seletar bus package. It is the third set of public bus services put up for bidding under the bus contracting model, in which the government pays a fee to winning operators to run bus services. Transport Minister Koh Boon Wan opened the 96,000 square meter depot in Yio Chu Kang Crescent, which can house close to 530 buses, yesterday morning. He toured the facility's amenities, which include a gym, a rest area with deck chairs, and an air-conditioned canteen with cashless payment options. SBS Transit Chief Executive Gan Jui Kiat said in an interview that 925 staff, including 777 bus captains, will run the Seletar bus package. Mr. Gan said SBS had to recruit 150 more drivers for the bus package, which demands higher standards of bus frequency and punctuality under the contract. The commuters can expect better headway and higher reliability in our bus services. Because of bus contracting, the standards have gone up, he told the Sunday Times. Under the bus contracting model, operators are subject to strict reliability standards, with performance incentives or financial penalties given depending on whether standards are met. More than 120 bus captains who are currently driving for SMRT will join SBS in the transition in March. Mr. Gunn said that to boost safety, all 390 buses under the Seletar bus package will be equipped with crash avoidance devices and a telematics system to monitor bus captains' driving habits, such as acceleration, braking, and cornering. The Seletar Bus Depot is the third depot built by the Land Transport Authority, which owns all bus assets and leases them to operators under the contracting model. The other two depots in Bulim and Loyang are operated by Tower Transit and Go Ahead respectively, which won the first two bus contracts. SBS Chief Bus Captain Joseph Yap, 63, gave the thumbs up to the amenities at the Seletar depot, such as mobile device charging stations, free Wi-Fi, and massage chairs. Because of our shifts, we may have long breaks. With the amenities, we won't feel so bored, Mr. Yap said in Mandarin. Yesterday, the public was given a chance to visit the new depot as part of a carnival held by SBS. Okay. I think yes, because if you only have one bus company, then the company won't feel motivated to keep improving themselves because there's no competition from other bus companies. Yeah. Mm. I think it's more for a comfortable journey for the users and it's not something we need but it's something we want. So I guess it will please the customers and other bus companies will want to match up to that. Yeah. Yeah. I think there's also a limit because yeah, unless it becomes excessively high, then I don't think I will actually complain about it. But if it becomes too high, then I will actually maybe not want be less willing to travel with them because it's not like I need a charger every time or like I need a massage chair every time. So it's mainly I'm just using the bus to travel from one place to another. So I don't really need all these extra things if they're gonna charge me higher. Yeah. Mm, cause okay, it's not more of an amenity, but I think like for example in trains, instead of just having the railway map and just putting the dot there, then maybe they should have at the door itself put where we are and what station is next because sometimes foreigners can't see from the small dot itself and it's so hard to see because the font is so small. But for amenities wise, then I think more travel letters where the walks are very long between stations. Yeah, and also make it like a bit bigger because it's so narrow. So like sometimes people don't understand that they have to stand on the left side or something. Yeah, and okay, the speed of the travelator can be slow, but make it bigger so that people can walk. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I used to okay for when I was in. Actually, I rarely like whatever it is, I opt to go for the bus because bus like more comfortable, then can sit down and it's yeah, it's not expensive also. And nowadays MRT cannot be reliable also. Like even with all the jams, then it's like MRT is just not reliable. Yeah, I get very grumpy on MRT. Yeah, even though it takes longer. Yeah.